Hi, I'm Liv Tyler, and you're here in my bathroom in New York, and I wanted to show you some of my beauty secrets and tips and things that I've collected over the years. That's my mom and my grandma in the back, and they're my beauty inspirations, and I think I've always been sort of enchanted by watching them do their face and their skincare routines and their makeup. Okay, so the first thing I do when I'm going to take my makeup off, this is so silly, but I have this scrunchie, and I'm a big fan of scrunchies because someone once taught me that you can rip your hair out a lot when you use really harsh elastic bands in your hair, and so even the way you tie it back is really important. But this scrunchie is like the chicest scrunchie in the world because it came from my friend's store in England, and it's made from an old Hermes piece of fabric, so it's kind of special. But any scrunchie will do. I like to use like a kind of an oily cleanser because I can't use eye makeup remover. It really hurts on my eyes and irritates them and makes them water. So this one is really good. It's called Sarah Chapman, and it's kind of gooey and oily, but it's also a cream. But I just literally rub it all over and gently into the lash and get everything out. Then you look really 90s grunge for a minute. I have a few different cleansers I use to like foamy cleanse, but this is one that I'm really loving right now. It's this Japanese brand, and it's called Chidoriya, and it's made from pure silk and rice bran, and it's just this really beautiful, it's just a little bar of soap, and you add water to it, and you make this kind of lather. Okay, so to me the secret to beautiful skin is exfoliation and keeping all the dead skin cells sort of buffed off your skin. This one is kind of an old favorite. It's called Astara, and it's the Blue Flame Mask, and it's very blue, but it's got clay and mud and different things in it, so it's really good to sort of draw out any impurities in your skin, and it also gives it a good glow. So I guess my obsession with skincare comes from when I was a little girl. My grandmother used to, after the bath, she'd get me out of the bath and lay me down, and she'd moisturize my skin. And that was even when I was like 6 that I remember that. And she said, you have to moisturize every day to keep your skin beautiful and well taken care of and sort of fresh. So she taught me that at a very young age, and she also taught me about exfoliating, and I also noticed that from my dad. My dad is so into skincare. When I go visit him, I usually spend half the time in the bathroom with him just going over products, and he's got his whole bathroom is filled. But if you look at him, he's turned 70 and he has the most beautiful skin, but it's because he takes really good care of it. Okay, so now I look like a Smurf, and I'll let that sit for a little while. The more I do this stuff, the better I feel inside, the more calm I feel, and then the better my skin looks on the outside. So water is a huge important factor to having good skin. I know everybody says that, but sleep and water maybe are the most important things. And then I make this crazy green juice, which is hard if you don't have time. I know you can buy them, but it's better to get a juicer and make them. This one has celery and cucumber, a little bit of apple, some spinach or kale, like green things. Your body loves green things, so you can make any different ones that you like. So drink green juice, it's really good for your skin, and lots of water. So now I've taken the blue mask off. My face is a little bit red, but it's really good to also do a hydrating mask of any kind. And so this is a really nice one from Dr. Sturm, and it's very goopy and thick and kind of just feels kind of cool and hydrating and moisturizing. So you put that everywhere. Now, I know everybody's talking about CBD oil, and I have one here that's from this company called Lord Jones. It's really good. And I definitely suffer from anxiety. I get really nervous. I guess my job's kind of scary, and it's hard not to be nervous sometimes. just like public speaking and doing anything that's out of your comfort zone. Put a big old thing of it under there, but it doesn't make you feel stoned at all. Now you can put creams or serums or different things. I really like hyaluronic acid. I'm gonna put the Dr. Stern one on. You don't actually need much. You can just put 1 dropper full or just a couple drops. But it's like a sort of a very thin gel, and you just put it all over. You can massage it in more, but it really is very deeply hydrating. It goes way in and penetrates. And one trick is I always put whatever I put on my face, on my neck, and also on the tops of my hands, because I think your hands are like the very first thing to start to really look a bit old and dry and weird. This is this crazy, fun, very interesting thing, which is from a woman named Sarah Chapman in London. She invented it, and it's a kind of a facial massager. And you go like this. It feels really good if you're stressed and you clench your jaw a lot and stuff, but it's supposed to kind of help contour this part of your neck. I use it when I'm laying in bed. David thinks I'm very silly. But I just put all my creams on and kind of get in there, and you can do it up here even though it kind of hurts and looks very weird. One great trick if you get puffy eyes, which I get when I eat anything with salt in it or when I'm flying or anything, is to put these sort of like eye patchy things under your eyes. I keep mine in the fridge, and sometimes on set, if I have a really early pickup, like a 5:30 a.m. pickup, which is brutal. I know a lot of people do, but I wear these to work sometimes in the car. I used to call myself the Avon lady because I had a cosmetic contract with Givenchy for 10 years. And it was for makeup and skincare, but one of the things I used to have to do is travel all over the world and meet with beauty editors and talk about beauty secrets and tips. And I found it so interesting that we all think we're all so different. But when you do something like that and you sit down with other women all over the world, everyone has the same sort of questions about how to take good care of themselves, wanting to know each other's tricks, how to find balance, what's the best cream. For moisturizing, I really like using oils on my face. This is called Rodin, and it smells really delicious. It's so good to massage your skin, like really massage it. Just don't be afraid to get in there behind your ears and all over your neck. That's something my dad's really taught me. I know everyone says not to rub your eyes hard, but that's actually not true. You want to move your skin. You want everything to stay alive and invigorated and full of blood. I actually really like this. It's called Avène. It's like a French pharmacy moisturizer. I use this a lot on set when they're doing my makeup. It's good for under makeup. More misting. I really like this one. It's Sicily. And it's just kind of after you've done all the different masks and creams and everything, just to sort of settle your skin, or rose water or something. My secret obsession and passion of my whole life has been skincare. I think I would have become a facialist if I didn't start acting. When I start my makeup, I always put a little bit of Visine in my eyes to get the red out. And this is a really nice product. It's called Glow Drops, also by Dr. Stern. You can kind of press that in. You could even mix it in with your foundation a little bit. I use kind of a lightish foundation for my makeup everyday look. This one's Teary, and I love these sponges. They're really good, but you can use your fingers. Fingers are awesome to just sort of get in. And the most important thing about makeup, I think, is that it has to be really, really well blended, so it really sits in your pores. My face kind of beats makeup, so I sometimes have to do 2 layers. Okay, this is one of the greatest tricks I've ever learned. Any kind of little pimples or redness or things you want to get away. I use a concealer, but I use a lipstick brush, like as a little paintbrush. Then you can kind of go in and just paint away all the little tiny things that you want to be gone. I like to use a little bit of highlighter here on the cheekbones, is great because it just draws this like little sprinkle of light to the top of the cheekbone. And then here, this is a trick that I'm sure Pat McGrath invented this. Yes, she definitely did because she's a genius. And you can put a little here. This is all just sort of subtle, like it's like the layers. It's really like doing a painting, I think. My friend sent me this concealer and I'm obsessed with it right now. It's really, really good. It's called Rodeo. With perfume, I think it's nice that we have to get close to the person to be able to smell their perfume and not have it be overpowering. And I guess with makeup, I think it's really nice when you can get right up in somebody's face and still see who they are, and that they're not this sort of mask of too much makeup. I like blush, so this is MAC, but I really like to put like a nice sort of pinky color on the apple of the cheek. I like this powder a lot. It's Givenchy. And it has these 4 little squares of different colors, so you can mix them all together. I really like this, it's also Givenchy. It's a lip thing, and it's just good to kind of put on as a base when you're doing your makeup because it's really just hydrating. But these are really cool. I kind of invented these with the makeup artist when I was there with them. But this one's called Perfect Pink, but it's kind of like a mood ring. So it varies on each person depending on the color of your skin and your lips. Some people it might be lighter, some people it might be darker. Okay, eyebrows. I feel like my makeup looks are so simple compared to it's like I'm not doing anything, but I really like makeup to sort of just look like you have nothing on. This is a Kevyn Aucoin pencil that I really, really like because it has this really fine little tiny thing that you can draw. I know people have a very big obsession right now with really strong eyebrows, but I like a really natural brow. So I use this to sort of just enhance. I also really like this new Glossier thing that's come out that I think everybody in the world is trying right now, but it's got a little bit of brown in it, and but it is super natural, and it just sort of coats your own brow and fills certain things in. And then I use a very unglamorous toothbrush, and I go back and kind of just brush it all out. And then that's where I would use this Kevyn Aucoin pencil if there's anywhere else that you need a little help. So then for eyes, I really like a creamy eyeshadow that you can put on with your fingers. This one's by Decorte, and it's like a little bit of a shimmery brown purpley color, but it just is a really pretty, you have to work it in with your finger, and you can do it really subtly so you hardly notice it at all. I love mascara, but I like mascara that's really like fanned out. I get a little obsessive when I do my mascara. So I try every single brand. This one is Clinique, but it has a really good wand that's all sort of spread out. I don't like it when it's really clumpy. So I really take my time with this and try to not poke my eye out. And I think it's really important that you go that way so that it kind of goes out. This one's actually waterproof, which I had because I was filming and I was having to cry a lot. I've just been doing a TV show that takes place in 1764, and that is completely different hair and makeup. So every day I go to work and do something so different to my normal look, and it's really, really interesting. They used to wear tons of blush right here on their cheeks and very white faces, powdered faces, powder in their hair and their wigs, and they had really bad skin. They definitely didn't do facials in the 1700s. I have a few different things I put on my lips. This is the same as that oil, Rodin, and it's like a cheek and lip stain. It's pretty subtle. And this is really nice. This is Charlotte Tilbury, and it's 2 different tones of highlighter. The lighter part you could do sort of here, just at the top of your cheekbones. You could cheat and put a little of that here on the top of your lip again. I have to say, say, I'm completely obsessed with all these Glossier lip pigments at the moment, and I actually have been wearing this on my TV show Harlots. So because it's sort of really matte, this is actually a trick that pretty much every makeup artist I know, and also in film, after you've done your makeup and set everything on the powder, just do like a little spritz, let it dry naturally, and then it just gives you a little bit of a glow. The trick for the way I dry my hair is kind of silly. I twist it like this. After I blow dry it, I twist it and I tuck it into my bra strap and I let it dry like that while I'm doing my makeup, because then when you take it out, it just has like a perfect little wave. And then generally it just kind of falls like that. But that's my sort of natural everyday makeup look, where I'm trying to look like I have no makeup on, but I do have makeup on. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I love skincare so much. This was really fun. Thank you.